Guys, in our last live show, if you were there with me and with the rest of the admins, we mentioned how Muslims lie. And we Christian apologists who studied Islam, we came up many, many years ago, we came up with the 3 stages of jihad. How many? 3 stages of jihad. And often they will use it here in the West because they know a lot of people here in the West are ignorant about the true face of Islam. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, are you a Muslim?
Yes.
Welcome. What kind of Muslim are you?
Well, I follow mostly Quran. I don't discuss the Hadiths, only
Why?
Quran.
Why?
Because the Hadith science is much complicated and complex to be discussed.
But what if we say to you, without the Hadith, you are not a true Muslim?
I mean, how do you decide?
It's not me who decides. That's what all the scholars, specifically in Sunni Islam, let Shia Islam be set on the side of the road. I'm talking about Sunni Islam. All of them agree, if you reject the Sunnah, right? The Sunnah can be found in the Hadith. The explanation for the Quran can be found in the Tafasir, for example. And Sharia law, of course, is based on the Sunnah and the teaching that we can find in the Quran. So without the Hadith, without the Sunnah, without the Tafasir, you don't know anything about Islam.
Yes, that's why I say this a bit more complicated and complex.
It's not that complicated. Is it that really hard to find Hadith these days?
No, like to verify the authentication and to see the sources and if it's accurate or not, for example.
Oh, it's not that hard anymore, brother. Come on. Let us not use excuses. If there's something called authentic, it's authentic. Hasan, which means good. Authentic, which means sahih. People who know me, I don't even bother to use da'if hadith anymore because, Muslims always throw da'if hadith under the bus. Well,
yeah, but that some...
Can I finish my sentence, brother, if you don't mind? But when they are among themselves, they will even use da'if hadith. I've seen Muslims, they will even use rejected hadith. For example, the adult breastfeeding topic, when Muhammad ordered the women in the 7th century, the Muslim women, to take out their breast and suckle the grown-up men who had beards. So Muslims tried to sugarcoat it, and they came up with a rejected hadith that the milk from the breast of the woman must be poured inside a cup. When we did some research, we found out that hadith is a rejected hadith. It's not even da'if. It's much lower than da'if. It's totally rejected. Yet they are using it, right? So what do you want to tell us about? Why are you a Muslim in 2024, brother? Go ahead.
Because that's the only true way to live. And about the hadith, that's what I said. People can believe in whatever they want, and
that's not what Islam. No, that's not what Islam teaches, brother. You can believe whatever you want. Either you go by what the scholars gave you in books, and remember, Islam is not. It's not about logic. It's about how it was dictated to you. That's what the scholars said.
Well, scholars say one thing, but in the Quran it says...
But brother, without the scholars, according to the Quran... Just a second, brother. According to the Quran, you cannot reject the scholars because there's an ayah in the Quran where it says that you have to obey Allah, you have to obey Muhammad, وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. What does that mean? وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ وَالرَّاسِخِينَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. That means someone or a scholar or the scholars who have the knowledge about Islam. So you have to obey Allah. If that's not enough, you have to obey Muhammad. How can you obey Muhammad? You have to go to the Sunnah, his teaching and tradition. And last but not least, the scholars who have the knowledge. So if you reject the scholars and you reject the Sunnah of Muhammad, poof, there goes the Quran. You just thrown the Quran out of the window, in the garbage, and according to you, where it belongs. So you want to have a cake and eat that?
Here's the thing. A lot of scholars disagree to each other. So if you really follow into that cycle, then you cannot believe in anything, because one scholar may say that this, like you said, that breastfeeding hadith is right. Some say no.
No, nobody said
So,
it's right. Nobody said it's
well,
right.
I mean to say that it's applicable. You say some people used it in their discussion, and some may disagree. That, well, not majority disagree to it, but there's always, those groups of people who will disagree. And also, just because a majority believes in something doesn't mean it's the truth.
Hmm. So you still did not convince me. Forget about all of this, bro. Maybe this is too much. Maybe I'm not sure if you how knowledgeable you are. But I asked you, why are you a Muslim in 2024? And give me an example why Islam is then the true religion to follow in 2024. What makes it true? Give me an
Yes.
example.
So, for example, Muslim families tend to have better structure compared to others, and tend to have, like, the women are usually more protective of their family. I'm just giving you generalized examples, so you will say there, people, but like in Brazil, in South America, there's a lot of corruption. But if you see in Muslim countries, there is poverty, but there is no, like, religious immorality going on as much.
Are you sure?
I'm talking about immorality on, like, for example, I mean, of course, we're gonna say like Pakistan, right? I'm
You
from
don't know
Afghanistan.
about the Bachi Pakistani
Yeah,
culture?
that's something I
Where
was
are you
born in
originally from, if I may ask?
Afghanistan.
Okay. You should know about Bachi. All of them are Muslims,
Yeah.
according to them. If you ask them, they are Muslims. But most of them will sit, a private party, and they will drink, and they will dress up little boys who have no beards and make them dance and even sleep with the boys.
Yeah, that is much of a problem. But those people who do such acts, they don't really call themselves
Wait,
that
didn't
they're
Muhammad
religious.
do that?
See, here's the thing. Again,
Did
I don't.
Muhammad did Muhammad
No,
not
no,
abuse
he could
young
not have.
brother? Just a
He could
second,
not have
just a
done it.
second. Did
It's impossible.
Muhammad, your prophet, didn't he abuse baby boys?
No, it's impossible. No.
No? Are you sure?
Yes, in the Quran, it disagrees to these things.
So can I call you a Quran only? Are you Quran only?
For our intents and purposes, let's go with Quran only. Yes.
No. Let's go. Either you are or not. There's no middle or between state. Either you're Quran only, you're
There are.
embarrassed about your prophet, or
No, no.
or you are a Sunni. Which one? Choose the flavor.
Here's the thing. I have a lot of people I know who do follow what I'm
Brother,
following.
if you are
They,
here, just a second. If you
yes.
are here, I want you to be consistent. I want you to be honest. I know it's very hard these days to be honest in Islam, and specifically if you see the screen, you can lie. Muhammad allowed you to lie. So please, let me tell you something about myself. I am very, very immune for lies, and I can see through any lie that a Muslim brings on the table. So I want you to be honest, or maybe we should choose another guest. So again, you said you are not a Quran only when I asked you. Now suddenly you want to only talk about the Quran. So my question is, are
Yeah.
you willing to be honest, or should we choose another guest? Please.
The thing is,
I'm
I'm
trying.
honest.
You see,
Yes.
I'm trying to be patient with you, brother.
Yeah, I am honest. The problem is that you have a certain criteria and you're trying to fit me to that, but I don't. There are different sects of Islam, so it doesn't mean that I follow all those. I follow a
Okay.
different one. That
Let's test
I'm
if
trying to
you're a
explain.
Sunni. Let us test if you're a Sunni, okay? Let's see. Let's see if you're
I'm
going to be
not.
honest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Question. How many times do you pray a day?
See, I don't believe it's mandatory to pray five. I do three.
You do 3.
Yes.
Okay. You do 3. Guys, he does 3. Okay. Uh,
I sometimes I don't even pray. So
Sometimes you don't even pray. Well, according to all the scholars, they agree. Someone who doesn't pray his 5 daily prayer, he must repent or else.
well, I do repent. Yes.
Yeah, but repent means truly pray 5 times a day.
Yes. Can I explain my belief to you so you have a better understanding?
Brother, with
Yes.
all due respect, are you a scholar? Who are you?
No, I'm not.
So you're going
I'm
to
saying my belief,
pick and
my
choose
sect
what
that I'm
what you
following.
like from Islam, and that's Islam for you, or are you going to go
No,
by what Islam
do you
has been taught by the scholars?
do you want me to explain to you my belief? So
Go
because I'm
ahead,
not
go ahead.
alone in this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where I'm from, right? The people who I have a similar in my mosque to similar attitude towards the hadith. So Quran is the word of God, right? That's actually prescribes us what to do. Hadiths you can follow, you cannot follow. They are more of a tradition or what to do. So you can call me a Quran only, it's fine. But there are certain things but I don't really think hadiths are reliable in any ways.
In any way of shape or form.
I don't think, because there are a lot of a lot of contradictory information in hadith. For example, camel urine being medicine. I don't believe that's true.
So
And
Muhammad lied.
like
Okay, Muhammad lied,
I
and
don't believe I don't believe the authenticity of hadith basically. So yeah,
mm,
that's what I'm saying. I'm most likely Quran only in that
you
sense.
are most likely. So you're, let's say,
I
part
really don't
time.
know
You
what
are
Quran
part time
only is.
Quran only, part time Sunni, right? You're 50-50.
I would say like 90% Quran only.
Aywa, 90%. What
Yes.
flavor, bro?
Like traditions, you can take some from hadiths like
Aywa.
hajj. I don't even like hajj
Uh,
actually.
uh,
So
okay,
that's what I'm saying. Let's stick to
question.
the Quran.
How do you wash?
Yes.
How do you wash? How do you do ablution before prayer?
I just take shower.
You take a shower?
Yeah, like
You
like
don't, you
how you're
don't,
supposed to.
you don't, so you don't follow the sunnah.
No, I do not.
Oof.
I have a dog, so
Oh, you have a dog as well. Oh,
yes. Because in
oof.
Quran, dogs actually was one of the people in the cave who supposed to go to heaven. So I don't believe that dogs are
Aywa.
najis.
Aywa, aywa, aywa.
You see, that's why I
But
don't believe in
brother,
hadith.
brother, okay, forget about. You see,
Yes.
I will go with you. No problem. I am in a good mood. I just came back from the hospital. Uh, you know, they told me, don't worry, be happy, Rob Christian, you're going to be okay, but you have to take your time. So, so I'm in a good mood. I don't want to, normally I don't have much patience. People who know me, I don't have much patience, to be honest with you. Or with wishy-washy, but it's okay. Let us go to the Quran. Forget about the
Trouble.
hadith. Let us
Yeah.
throw Muhammad and his sunnah under the bus. I always tell Muslims, if someone, that one who is going to throw Muhammad and his sunnah under the bus, that would be me, not you, because you are the Muslim, not me. But I'm happy that it's you who has thrown his prophet, the saying of his prophet, the hadith, and the tafsir of the scholars under the bus. But you already contradicted the Quran, because, like I said, in the Quran, Allah told you to obey Allah, obey Muhammad, and the scholars who have the knowledge. So you are not a Sunni, and you are not a Quran only. So my question would be, what are you?
How am I not Quran only? Like I said,
I
I
just told you.
I follow Quran
I just told you. You just rejected the Quran.
because Quran says to follow Prophet Muhammad. Now Prophet Muhammad also
Are
dictated
you are you
Quran. So
listening? The Quran
yes, I
says
am.
you have to
Yes,
follow and obey Allah. You have to
yes.
obey Muhammad. So you already thrown your prophet under the bus. You already did that. So you already basically called Allah a liar when he said obey Muhammad. How can you obey Muhammad without the Sunnah? You can't. Problem number two is, so actually three, because you're already calling Allah a liar. So problem
No, I
number
didn't
three
say
is
that.
you're rejecting the last group. That's the scholars who have knowledge. So my question is, you claim to be 90% Quran only, but you're not. You just contradicted Allah.
Do you want me to reply to this?
Yes, go ahead.
So by following Prophet Muhammad, you're supposed to be like following Quran because he followed Quran. He said that he only is a messenger who follows the word of Allah, right? And the word of Allah is in Quran. So in
The
a
words of
way, that's
Allah
more
are in
like
the Quran.
what you said.
The words of Allah are in the Quran.
Yes, that's the speech of Allah. What
Mm.
Allah dictated to Prophet Muhammad,
Question,
basically.
question,
Yeah.
question. What is the punishment for adultery in the Quran?
It's the for women they are supposed to be, I think, locked up, and for men, they get stoned. I mean, for immoral sex in general is
For
punishment.
fornication, Habibi, fornication.
Yeah,
Adultery. What is the punishment for fornication?
lashes. Now for women, there's a different punishment. You supposed
I'm
to keep
talking
them in.
about specifically, I'm going to be more clear. Someone who's
Yeah,
married,
yeah.
maybe, an example, maybe your wife, I'm not sure if you're married. I don't want to wish it, I just example, okay? Don't be angry with me. If your wife, let's say, or your future wife, I'm not sure if you're married, she commits fornication with another man behind your back, okay?
Hmm.
What is her punishment according to Islam?
I mean, that's a immoral. That's
Fornication.
huh?
Fornication. If she fornicates behind your back with another man, you work all day and you come home, you see her and him in your bed that you paid for, and you literally see them. The French baguette going inside the honey pot of your wife. You see it with your own
What is
eyes.
it? Honeypot?
Yeah, you see the action happening in front of your eyes. They are
Yeah,
literally naked, and they are doing it.
yeah. I mean,
So what is the
if you
punishment for
ask
it?
me as a human being, if
No, no,
I
no.
see that
Islam. Forget
happening,
about human being. Leave human
yeah.
being aside. I'm talking about what is the punishment in Islam for it.
So, Surah An-Nur, there it is a verse. Surah
Yes.
An-Nur, yeah.
What?
It says that
What is the
you
punishment, brother? Come on. I don't have
lashes,
all day, brother. Please.
100 lashes.
100 lashes?
Yes,
Which ayah in Surah An-Nur?
An-Nur. Let's see. Hold on. Surah An-Nur. I thought you knew Quran. Okay.
You want me to help you, bro?
Okay, go to Surah An-Nur, number 2.
Surah An-Nur number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Guys, he said Surah An-Nur, ayah 2. No problem.
Yes.
No problem. Surah An-Nur. 24, ayah 2. All right. Go ahead. Can you read it for me, please?
The adulteress and adulterer punish one of them with 100 lashes.
Continue reading.
What you said?
Continue reading.
And may you not have pity on them in the religion to Allah. If you believe in Allah and the last day, and a group of believers must witness their punishment.
Mhm. Is this talking about married adulterers or non-married?
It says fornicators in the translation that I read.
Is this talking about married or non-married?
It does it matter?
It does.
I mean, who is a fornicator?
A fornicator can someone who is not even married, right? If in Islam there is something called Sharia. Sharia is based on the Sunnah and the Quran, right? So there are two types of fornication, or in two, let's say, two situations. When someone is married, are you married? By the way, are you married?
Is it really?
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
not.
Yeah, it's a yes or no. I mean,
No,
I'm
no,
not going to hunt you down.
no.
No. Let's say if you're married, do you think the punishment for someone who is married or non-married, is it the same on the Sharia?
I don't know much about Sharia. I'm reading by
Okay,
Quran,
let
and
me
it
tell you.
says
If you
Surah
are
An-Nur.
married, brother, if you are married and you
Yeah,
commit fornication with a woman as a
yeah.
man, or even if you're a woman and you do it with a man, if you are married, so when you're married, Rasulullah said you're going to be stoned. And according to Aisha and many other Sahaba, the ayah for stoning used to be in the Quran, but it got supposedly abrogated But the ruling of it still applies. So you have two types of situation. If you are married, Muslims will stone you under the Sharia law of Allah. If you are non-married, you're going to be lashed 100 times, according to the ayah in front of us. So my question is, since you said you're 90% Quran only, can you show me the ayah? Can you show me the ayah in the Quran? Since you only go by Quran only, can you show me the ayah in the Quran where punishment for a married man or woman who commits adultery? Can you show it to me in the Quran?
To me, this is the one. This is adulteress and adulterer. Now it doesn't matter.
You should know about context, right? There's something called context and asbab al-nuzul. Context and asbab al-nuzul.
That's why
you know what? Forget about it. Maybe it's too hard for you. Maybe it's too hard. What about eyewitnesses? What about eyewitnesses? Let's say one day you get married, and I don't hope it for anybody, and not for you, my friend. You see, I have no issues with you. You seem like a very respectful individual. So I like that. I like to continue having a civilized discussion with you. But what about, let's say, one day you come back and you see your wife again banging another dude. You literally see them doing it. What are the conditions of accusing your wife committing adultery, according to the Quran?
So if you read the same Surah An-Nur, there is actually if you go down, so if you read number 4,
read it for me, please.
Yeah, here it goes. And those who accuse chaste women and do not bring 4 witnesses to testify, punish them with 80 lashes. So you need 4 witnesses.
Okay. So you need 4 witnesses.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you can't find 4 witnesses, but you yourself saw it with your own eyes?
So now here's where the definition of witness is in the honor. Like you have to. I mean, you cannot just accuse somebody but you gotta have.
But you saw your wife with your own eyes, bro.
Yeah.
But you can.
Yeah, but you could be lying.
Okay. Let's say you go outside. You go outside, and you have to leave them behind while the guy is still banging your wife. So you have to run outside. No. Wait a second, brother. Just a second. Yeah. You have to run outside, and by the time you come back, the guy may be already done, and he climaxed, and he jumped out of the window. By the time you come back with 4 witnesses, maybe you can't find 4 witnesses. You only found, let's say, 3 men and 1 woman. Doesn't count. You need 4 male witnesses, right? So you come back, the guy is gone, and your wife was fully satisfied by the man. What are you going to do?
But here's the thing.
How is this? So what I'm trying to say is, brother, how is this divine justice from a divine being that you call Allah? How is this justice for you?
First off, it doesn't say eyewitnesses. It's saying witness. If you
wait, eyewitness. So eyewitness, he has to see it with his own. What are you talking about?
It doesn't say eyewitness.
How are they going to? Please, bro.
Yes.
You're a serious person, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about fornication. How are you going to be a witness if you don't see it happening?
No, witness can also be like somebody witnessed the proof of it, the evidence of it. I mean, you can go to dictionary and you can see the meaning of witness. It doesn't see somebody who actually observes the event, but somebody who has evidence to it too.
Brother, I know you don't like hadith. Just a second.
Yes.
I know you don't like hadith.
I do not, yes.
Yeah. But there is a very famous hadith, brother. There is a very, very famous hadith.
Okay? Yeah, there are a lot of bad hadiths, I know.
Sahih. I'm talking about a sahih hadith.
Yeah. I mean, the camel urine is good enough to...
No, forget. I'm talking about adultery, okay? In this case, fornication, adultery. Where it was an incident, and it's a very, very authentic hadith. There were 3 Sahaba. I mean, these are Sahaba of Muhammad, okay?
Yes.
They came to Umar and they said to Umar, Ya Umar, this man, and they're talking about another companion of Muhammad. This man is committing adultery with another woman while he's married. So they accused the man for committing adultery, and they even said, we saw how the legs of that woman were in the air, and we even saw how his penis was going inside the vagina of the woman. We saw it with our own eyes. And Omar said, so you literally saw how he was doing it to her? He was giving it to her? They said yes. Omar said, you need another witness. You need 4 witnesses, or else I'm going to lash you. 2 of the 3, they took their words back. One of them said, by Allah, I saw it happening with my own eyes. You know what Omar did to him? You know what Omar did to him? He lashed him.
Okay.
So is this is this divine justice? Be honest.
Well, that's why I deny hadith, because this is garbage. Of course,
No, it's in the Quran. I'm asking about the ayah in front of our eyes. Forget about.
Yeah,
I only gave you an example, right, of an incident. I'm telling you, if you come up with 3 eyewitnesses, or even 2 from outside, or even 1 eyewitness, it's not enough according to Allah. You need 4. By the time you find 4 eyewitnesses, and you need at least 2 women, because a woman testimony is half of a man. So you need at least 3 males and 2 females to make them 4. So what are you going to do if you can't find 4?
The thing is, you cannot. Witnesses are irrelevant here. Eyewitnesses, what I mean is, because
brother, I'm talking about eyewitnesses. You have to see it with your own eyes, according to Rasulullah.
That's why I reject hadith. Like I said, that's not even you.
What are brother?
Hadith,
brother, we're talking about fornication. Are you going to smell it? Are you going to smell the sex in the air?
No,
I smell the sex in the air, brother. I'm a witness. I smell the sex in the air. What are you talking about, bro? Are you joking?
No.
You must be trolling me.
Okay.
You must be trolling, right?
Listen.
Are you honest? Are you for real, bro?
Listen. Let's forget Islam for a moment. Let's say it happens.
Are you going to smell the sex in the air?
Can I ask you a question? Let's clear how these business work.
The guy's banging my wife in the other room. I'm a witness now. Yeah, sorry, bro.
How do you prove in court that your wife fornicated? Now,
the court, the judge will say, "Did you see it? Did you see it with your own eyes?" Because this is a particular incident, particular situation. Okay, give me how then. Go ahead.
Give me what?
Give me how in front of a judge, if you're going to accuse, and you go to a Sharia judge, Sharia court. You're a Muslim. No. Just a second. You're a Muslim, so you have to go to a Sharia court. Okay.
I don't believe in Sharia too. So.
Well, like the Quran is being applied to. Where are you going to? You're a Muslim and you're going by the Quran. You're going to let's say if you're in the United Kingdom, or you maybe in the United States or Canada.
Yes.
You go to a judge who is not a Muslim.
Yes.
He's going to apply the Quran on you?
He will have to. Because here's the thing, even in real court, you have to provide witnesses. You have to provide witnesses. So
a judge here in the United States or Canada will tell you, bring your Quran, and I'm going to cast judgment from the Quran?
They will ask you, bro? Where are the witnesses? Where are the witnesses for this action that you could be lying?
He'll ask you maybe 1 or 2 witnesses, not 4.
1 or 2.
According to Allah in chapter 24, ayah 4 in front of us, only 4 or else.
Yes, it's Allah's decision. He thinks 4 are the best number, and
So 3 is not enough, right?
No. According to Quran, no.
Guys, 3 is not enough? Makes sense. Why 4, bro? Why not 3?
Can you prove from Quran that Quran itself is not sufficient?
Yes. Here is why. Here is why. The Quran that you use,
Yes.
Do you have a hard copy of the Quran? Do you have literally the physical book in your house, in your hands?
I had it. I lost it in the
You
other house.
lost your guys. He lost his Quran. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I regret. I was going
Which
to
Quran
download
is that?
it.
Do you know? Do you even know what this Quran of yours is called?
Quran.
Yeah, what?
Quran.
Quran what?
I mean, it's just a Quran I had.
Just the
It was
Quran.
translated in Urdu.
Okay.
Yes.
Translated in Urdu. Now, big chance, big fat chance that
Yes.
you are using a Hafs Quran. Have you ever heard of it before?
Yes.
Hafs
Yes.
Quran.
Hafs and Warsh. Warsh is used in
Aywa.
Morocco.
Here is a problem. You're already smelling like, as a witness, you have to smell the sex in the air. You're smelling what I want to go to. If you have the Hafs Quran,
Yeah.
if you have the Hafs Quran and somebody comes who lives in Morocco or someone who lives in Libya or someone who lives in Algeria or Tunisia or even other sections or countries on this planet, they will come and you have also Quran only Muslims who have parts of the Quran that are missing. Did you know that? There are Quran Muslims like you. You claim to be a Quran alone Muslim. You are embarrassed of the Sunnah and understand. They
Not
will have
embarrassed. You
even.
should
Let me
say.
show you. Let me show you a Quran version, so you don't want to call me a liar. Quran alone Muslims who use this version of the Quran. Watch. Do you have a secondary device by mistake or by accident?
Like a phone.
Yeah, another phone or laptop or computer.
I'm on my laptop. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Now go to the website that you use where you read your Quran from.
Yeah, that's Quran.com.
Quran.com. Okay. Pull up chapter 9 and go all the way down. Chapter 9, Surah At-Tawbah.
Hold on. Let me pull it up.
All right.
So what you say, Surah Al-Tawbah?
Yeah, Surah At-Tawbah, which is chapter 9.
Yeah, and what ayah?
So you're going to be my assistant for a second. And let's see if we compare Quran with Quran, okay?
Mhm.
Aywa. What is the number of the last two ayahs?
Hold on. Gotta scroll.
If you go all the way down.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Al-Tawbah.
Take your time. Don't worry.
Okay. 129. 128, 129.
Are you sure?
That's according to
You're
the
not
website.
smelling it, right? You're seeing it with your own eyes, right?
Yes.
Okay. 129 you said.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to pull up a Quran that is used by other Quran only Muslims like you. But look, this is the one that they use. Quran, the Final Testament. Do you see it? You see it on the screen, brother?
Not yet.
Okay, go back to my YouTube channel.
Okay, I see it
Make
now.
sure to mute it. Mute the live stream.
Yes, it's muted.
You're seeing it. What does it say on the screen?
Quran, the Final Testament.
Okay, so it's a Quran, right?
Rashad Khalifa. Uh-huh.
Rashad Khalifa, yeah. The
Yeah,
Rashad
I've heard he's,
Khalifa Quran. Now
He's a heretic.
look at this disaster. I'm going to show you a disaster.
He's a heretic. He removed some verses from the Quran.
But he's a Quran alone like you, bro. Look.
Well, he's a heretic. I mean, you can be Quran alone
Look.
and be heretic.
Look, brother, this is chapter 9. Do you see it on top? Chapter 9. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Page
Yeah, he
207.
removed two
Look
verses.
all the way down, brother. All the way down. What is the last ayah? 127, right?
Look. This is gonna waste your time. I know he's a heretic.
But according to Muslims, you are a
he was
heretic.
killed by Muslims.
You see, your standards is not working. Your logic does not work because according to other Muslims, you are a heretic. You're like him.
He was killed.
Can
by
you tell me what is?
Muslims.
Yeah, Muslims will kill you too.
Well, I'm alive.
Can you tell me the difference between you and Rashad Khalifa, who
I'm
are
not
rejecting
claiming to be
Sunnah?
a messenger.
So
He
you
claims
are
to be
still a heretic. Muslims under a caliphate, they will come for you before they come for me. I'm a huge enemy of Islam. I know that, and I
Yes.
expose Islam left and right almost on daily basis. But brother, before they take my life, they come after me. They will come after you first. Why?
I know, that's
Because
why I
you're
know.
rejecting the Sunnah. You're rejecting
that's
the
why.
Hadith. You're rejecting Tafsir. So can you tell me what's the difference between you and Rashad Khalifa?
First
Look
off,
what he
I'm not
said, brother,
removed-
before we go there.
Not remote.
Before we go there. In his Quran, the last ayah is not 129, it's 127. He removed the last two ayahs and he said, these ayahs are from Satan. They are false verses added by hypocrites and idol worshippers. So according to him, the Quran got corrupted when they added the last two verses, namely chapter 9, ayah 128 and 129. And so he removed them from his Quran.
Yeah.
And do you know how many followers this guy has? He has millions of followers. Millions.
So he will pay for their sins
Okay.
too.
Well, you are going to pay too like him, bro. Let's be honest. Be honest, bro. You are going to pay with your life because you reject the Sunnah.
No, in Quran it doesn't say that you should follow hadiths.
Well, you have to obey Muhammad. Okay, tell me how you obey Muhammad and the scholars of the knowledge, scholars in knowledge. How are you going to?
Because Quran says that do not follow any other book other than Quran.
Okay, how did your Quran came into existence? The way you have it now, how did it come? How was it? How was it formed? Who brought it to you?
Yeah, according to stories that I've heard, that angel Jibreel or Gabriel.
We know that. Don't give me khutbah to Jum'ah, brother. What I'm talking about, the shape, the way it's formed, the way you have it now. If you go to a bookstore and you're going to buy a Hafs Quran, who put it together? Who compiled it? Who put it together?
The publishers, whoever owned that.
Or where did the publishers get the pages and the chapters from and the ayahs from?
It was narrated. It was recited for centuries, and they wrote it down.
And who wrote it down? Wait, who wrote it down? And who taught the memorization to the Muslims?
What you said?
Who taught them the way to memorize the Quran to the people? And who compiled it in a book form?
I think it was Uthman, the king.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Uthman guarded a huge team of scholars, right?
Yes.
And they put the Quran together, right?
The stories are, yes.
Okay. So, and then later, the original manuscripts got burned and whatnot. And now you have the Hafs Quran who came 200 years, at least 200 to 250 years after Muhammad's death. Because that's why it's called Hafs Quran. It's named after a person, right?
Yeah. The guy who...
Okay, so he's a scholar, right? Hafs, is, according to you, is a very trustful scholar. So you said you reject scholars, you reject the Sunnah, so you should reject the Quran too?
No, because Quran
because they gave you the Quran.
It doesn't have any errors. It's beautiful to recite.
Brother, be consistent, please. I want you to be consistent.
Why I believe in Quran, not Hadith. Hadiths are...
Brother, who gave you the Quran? Didn't the scholars give you the Quran? You see, you're not consistent, brother. You're
not the same.
You are literally a walking, talking contradiction.
Okay, listen. Did the same guy who gave the Quran also give Hadith? That would be something. Yeah, that would be something.
Yes, and that same Hafs guy, who gave you the Quran, basically you are using his Quran. He is considered to be a big fat liar.
He was considered untruthful according to Hadith.
He's not to be trusted.
Yes.
And last but not least, he is a thief. Question.
Yeah, according to the Hadith.
Question. Can you trust a thief?
I wouldn't, because that's why I don't trust.
But according to the most giant scholars in Islam, the biggest one out there, including Imam Bukhari, and Imam Muslim, and Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and this and that, all of them said he's a liar, thief, and not to be trusted. And all of his hadith are rejected. On top of that, forget about Hafs for a second. What about his teacher, Asim? Asim was demented and he was blind.
Yeah.
So you have your Quran from demented people, bunch of liars and blind people, thieves and rejectors, and all of their hadith are rejected and they are not trustworthy. Congratulations.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
So you put it, no, before you ask me a question, you are allowed to ask me a question, don't worry.
Yes.
But my question is, be honest, can you trust someone who is blind, who is demented,
I will get to the point.
A thief, just a second, a thief, not to be trusted, and all of his hadith are rejected. And his teacher, like I said, he's blind and demented. You know what demented mean, right?
Yes, I know. But I will answer you with a question if you don't mind. but it will be better than me explaining. So you trust Paul, and Paul was a killer. He was he killed a bunch of Christians, and he was accused of like thief, theft. I don't know the whole history, but
You don't
I
know.
heard he was
You don't know. Then
huh?
don't make accusations, brother. If you don't
No,
know.
I know this, that he was a murderer.
Okay, so
He was.
you wanna run to Paul? What did Paul do to
Well,
you?
I'm trying to say you still trust him. You still believe
Oh,
him, even
yeah.
though
Well,
he's
he
doing.
repented and he received the Lord Himself in front of him. He saw the Lord, and he even became blinded for a certain
Yes.
period. And
So
he
eventually,
repented, and
yeah,
he
people
and he
can turn
tried to
good,
live
right?
a perfect life. And wherever he went, they used to hunt him down. They jailed him. He used to. Sometimes he didn't even had food. So he repented completely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's
But
what I'm trying to say. People can
but
change.
but
Yes,
but but he never
yes.
stole anything. He was not a thief. His hadith were not rejected.
So
He
you
was
think murdering is
actually a
more?
true teacher. He was a
Yeah,
teacher. He was a member of the Sanhedrin. So
he
he knew
murdered.
the Torah. Just a second, brother. You're asking me about
Yeah.
Paul. I'm explaining to you about Paul.
Yes.
Paul was a member of the Sanhedrin. He was a learned. He knew the Torah inside out. What are you talking
Yes.
about? But Hafs, he had no experience with hadith. He used to play with the hadith because he had no much experience. He was, used to, put people inside chains of narrations that should not be there or whatever. And he messed it up completely. On top of that, he was a thief. And you just told me you cannot trust a thief. So my question is, you didn't answer my question. Why
Yeah.
do you trust a thief with your soul in his hands?
Because Allah can guide people. Somebody can be thief. I may not trust him, but if he repents, then I will.
Okay, prove
So
to me that he repented.
yeah, that's what I have to do research. So I
Oh,
have
you
to
have
hang
to
up
do
now.
research.
Yeah, on that subject. So
Mm.
I don't know history of Hafs. That's why I was a little bit. Yeah, I'll
You
come
know
back
what they said
later.
about him? They said he used to borrow books and he never returned them back to their owners. So he borrowed. Let's say I will say to you, you know what, brother? I want to borrow a certain book from you. I will give it to you after a month. You say, okay, no problem. Give it to me after 2 months. It's okay. I already read the book. And
It
you wrote
happened
that
to me.
book. You wrote that book. You are the editor. You are the writer, whatever you want to call it. So you wrote that book. It's your book. After 2 months, I did not give you the book back. And then you heard from people, or you found out that I, Rob Christian, claimed that I wrote this book and I kept it.
They plagiarized.
Well, he claimed that he wrote that book.
It's told like a he would get like a copy. So I will look into it, okay?
Yeah, look
And
into it,
I
brother.
don't know
Look
the
into
history of this guy that much. So
it.
that's a good question, and I'll come
It's a
back
good
later.
question. Good.
Yeah, yeah, to know the history
Okay.
of the guy who
Before you go,
recited.
brother,
Yeah.
before you go, what would you call someone who sent bad people to you, very, very evil people to you, to mislead you? What would you call someone like that?
The thing is, I know what you're referring to, so my answer may be biased.
Yes?
But okay, if a person, if a human being sent, it will be my enemy.
You'll be your enemy?
He will be my enemy. Yes, if he's
Are you
sending
sure?
bad people towards me. Yes.
Very evil, bad people to the
Hold on.
bone. Bad
I
people
gotta
to the
go. I'll come
bone.
back
Evil
later. Okay.
people like it to the bone. Very, very
Hey,
bad
I
people.
gotta go. I gotta go. I
Before
have
you
a
go,
yeah, I have a
you
meeting.
just called your Allah an enemy. Did you know that?
I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. See ya.
Okay, brother. He just called Allah an enemy. He just called Allah his enemy. He just called Allah an enemy. Because Allah sent devils upon people. Allah did what? Allah sent devils upon people. Really wrong? Yes. If Allah is God supposedly, why sending devils upon people?